someone check on Adam Silver because Caitlin Clark just big-timed the NBA. She said, nah, I'm good on the three-point contest. You know how we were all speculating that it was going to be Steph Curry and Klay Thompson versus Sabrina and Caitlin Clark? Well, Shams just reported that Caitlin Clark will not participate in the NBA All-Star Special three-point shootout in San Francisco and wants her first three-point contest to be at WNBA All-Star in Indianapolis this.
When Caitlin Clark declined the NBA's spotlight in favor of making history in the WNBA, she completely upended expectations and redefined the league.
I don't know why she would want to do it anyway. I don't get it. If she did it, I would tune in and watch it. I'm not going to lie about that. And I said, I do believe the NBA, frankly, at this point, needs her more than the NBA. She needs the NBA.
We can be certain that Caitlin Clark has never shied away from a major stage. But when she was given the once-in-a-lifetime chance to participate in the NBA's three-point contest with NBA icon Stephen Curry, she made it obvious that her first priority is accurate shooting. The Nom turned down the invitation because she wanted to play in the WNBA on her terms for her league and her fans first, not because she wasn't interested.
She wants her first three-point contest to be at a WNBA All-Star game in Indianapolis.
Although it would have been historic to witness a female player compete in the NBA's All-Star Weekend, Clark saw a bigger chance to bring the same enthusiasm and attention to the WNBA stage, and her decision speaks volumes about her dedication to advancing women's basketball.
Like, she obviously has the ability. You know, we've seen her make 50 out of 54 shots, but he expressed that concern as well. You know, it's very different shooting off of a rack, and that is something that does take a bit of practice. And from what we have seen in her workouts and all these different types of things, Caitlin is, I mean, I don't know her personally, but she seems like the type of person, if she's gonna do this contest, she wants to win it. She seems psychotic. She seems to have that Kobe mentality. When I say psychotic in basketball, you guys, I mean that as a good thing. I think any great athlete is a little bit crazy. I think Caitlin is too, but in the best way.
Clark has always accepted the duty of advancing women's basketball, and her action furthered her resolve to deny the NBA recognition for an instance that properly belonged to the WNBA and its supporters. Clark's justification was straightforward but profound. She wanted to make her professional debut in front of the supporters who have been there for her from the beginning, those in Indiana and throughout the nation who have followed her journey from Iowa to the WNBA, rather than having her first three-point contest on an NBA platform.
She will not be competing in this year's NBA three-point contest. Instead, she wants to keep it in where she's at, headquartered Indiana Fever. She wants to stay in Indianapolis, for the upcoming WNBA All-Star game, and that is where she will be competing in a three-point contest.
Accorded the continuing discussions around media coverage, sponsorship, and recognition in women's sports, this choice is especially important. For years, WNBA players have battled for their league to be accorded the same respect and prominence as the NBA. Clark, who is arguably the most marketable female basketball player in recent memory, is utilizing her position to advance that cause rather than exploiting her celebrity to promote an NBA event. Instead, she is opting to maintain the momentum within the WNBA.
A lot of hype in this Battle of the Sexes three-point contest in the NBA All-Star Game, in which people were anticipating Sabrina Ionescu and Caitlin Clark versus like a Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Splash Brothers type thing. And it has been reported from Sports Business Journal that Caitlin Clark has declined to be a part of that.
In the meantime, the reigning NBA three-point champion has even praised Clark's range and fearlessness, acknowledging that she has helped redefine what's possible in the women's game. However, Clark realized the bigger picture and isn't completely rejecting the opportunity. Rather, she is just delaying it until the right time. Rather than allowing the NBA to take advantage of her popularity first, she's making sure that when she takes the stage for the three-point contest, it will be for the WNBA. This move not only strengthens her relationship with her fan base, but also emphasizes how important it is to keep women's basketball at the forefront of important basketball discussions.
Her range and the level of difficulty on her shots is obviously a very close comparison to the way that I play.
I was going to say Caitlin Clark's been compared to you.
Yeah, but I think it almost robs her of like the rest of her game because she's such a good floor, she has her overall, floor game. She's racking up, close to triple doubles every night, and like her shooting ability is, it's her superpower, but the rest of her game is as polished as that. And so
by giving the WNBA's All-Star Weekend priority. Clark is laying the groundwork for the event to receive greater prestige and media attention. Her ability to command national attention has already proven to be a game changer for the WNBA. Every decision she makes is scrutinized and discussed, and she is using that influence to elevate the league in ways few before her have done. Because she put her league first, Clark's participation will ensure that millions of people watch the WNBA's three-point contest, which has historically not received the same level of coverage as its NBA counterpart. This will give the WNBA a significant platform boost, more sponsorships, more media coverage, and increased fan engagement.
Caitlin Clark effect is real, but these numbers make it even more incredible. The Indiana Fever just released their midseason growth numbers. They sold out 100% of the season ticket inventory. Total attendance is up 264% from last year. Total attendance, which the season isn't over yet, has increased by over 200% on our way to 300. 186,000 fans have attended Fever home games, and 230,000 have attended the road games. No matter where Caitlin Clark is playing, she's going to draw the crowd.
This choice affects more than just a single game. It affects women's basketball's future. Clark is aware that her responsibility extends beyond shooting from the logo she is creating. The story of the WNBA's expansion by preserving her greatest moments within the league, she is demonstrating that the WNBA can succeed without stealing legitimacy from the NBA. Her influence is already bearing fruit, as WNBA ticket sales have increased. Demand for Indiana Fever games is at an all-time high, and media outlets are rushing to report on her adventure. At the front of this effort, Clark is ensuring that the WNBA and its ongoing ascent remain the primary emphasis.
$1,000 for a family of four to go to a WNBA game. That seems wild. It really does. The Clark effect.
Clark has made sure that any such showdown, whether it's a unique WNBA crossover event or Curry's guest appearance at the NBA's All-Star Weekend, would have the appropriate context, one that emphasizes the WNBA as an equal. Fans can anticipate that Clark will light up the NBA's three-point contest and create a moment that will go down in league history. It's not about passing up an opportunity. Rather, it's about selecting the right one. And in typical Caitlin Clark fashion, she's making the right call for the game, the league, and the supporters who have stood by her every step of the way.
As great as Steph is, we've seen Steph do that. There would be the novelty of Clark doing it alongside them. So she's the draw. But the more I read the article, also the more it sounds like a negotiation. And, getting Curry to participate in the WNBA All-Star game, if that is indeed an idea that's been floated, that would help boost Indianapolis. And so part of me thinks, all right, this is a back and forth and negotiation is still going to happen. And this is just creating
Caitlin Clark's decision to decline the NBA's three-point contest in favor of waiting for the WNBA's event is audacious and calculated. It demonstrates her commitment to advancing women's basketball and making sure the WNBA receives the credit it merits by putting her league and her supporters first. With each game-changing stroke and well-considered choice, Clark is demonstrating that she is more than just a player. She is a movement whose influence goes beyond the court, influencing how women's sports are perceived and appreciated. In front of the supporters who have followed her journey from the start, she is not only altering the game, but also shaping its future. When she eventually competes in the three-point contest, it will be in the league.
Caitlin Clark has changed the WNBA herself. No one else. The WNBA All-Star leader in votes in 2023 got 95,000 total votes. Clark got over 700,000 to lead all fan voters this year. And the turnout for voting for the WNBA All-Star game was 700% higher this year than last year. That's the Caitlin Clark effect.
Clark is rewriting history in addition to playing basketball, and this is just the beginning. After a rookie season full of harsh criticism, dubious officiating, and Little League protection, Caitlin Clark had every reason to put herself first. Instead, she declined the chance to compete in the NBA's three-point contest with Stephen Curry, which would have given her a huge platform to display her skills on the biggest basketball stage and guarantee that her first professional contest appearance occurs in the WNBA to support women's rights. Clark's decision to put the WNBA first despite the treatment she endured last season speaks volumes about her dedication to growing the league.
She confirmed she'll be in that WNBA three-point shootout. If an NBA player wants to go up against her, then they're gonna have to go to Indy. One scenario would have an NBA player such as Curry conceivably reciprocating and doing a similar shootout at the WNBA All-Star Game next summer. As much as I love the NBA All-Star has been suffering these past few years, and Caitlin Clark is one of the biggest draws in basketball. Where she goes, fans follow. The NBA, Adam Silver, they all knew what they were doing inviting her. This was such a boss move that she turned it down. Some people are speculating that, oh, she's not comfortable shooting off of a rack. Yes, I'm sure someone like Caitlin would like adequate practice time before she goes into any shootout, but the reason she declined is because she wants to bring more eyeballs to the WNBA. All-Star is in her backyard this summer. She wants the eyeballs there. Once again, continues to uplift.
Clark's first season was characterized by tough play that frequently went unpunished. She was singled out by defenders for excessive contact, some of which went beyond the bounds of typical basketball aggression, such as being shoved after plays or hip-checked to the ground. Clark endured a degree of physicality that many felt should have led to more disciplinary action, but the WNBA mostly said nothing. Even though the league didn't intervene and establish a precedent for safeguarding its biggest star, Clark hasn't abandoned it in favor of playing in an NBA event that would have given her international recognition and strengthened her reputation. Clark made the decision to support the WNBA because she recognized the potential benefits of her participation in the league's All-Star Weekend, including more sponsorships, improved television ratings, and new fans. Although the NBA's three-point contest would have been a significant event, Clark saw a bigger chance to maintain the WNBA's prominence.